Yo, welcome back, guys. So, we had a great last week. Our first video was out, and thank you for the massive response. I think around 200 guys watched it. So, thank you for that. And we are very excited to fucking dig into the next week. Is Harry Maguire a bum? Is Frankie a bum? Or are the two PE teachers just going to hash it out for another fuck all game? Because United, however, they've been looking in the past few weeks, it's a bit shaky. It's a bit shaky. And Chelsea is also a bit shaky. But when two PE teachers come together, it just can't be very entertaining.
To be
So
very
I
to be
don't know
fair,
how that's gonna go.
to be fair, all the Chelsea versus United games have been pretty entertaining. They all have
No,
had
but
goals.
entertaining in a way that the skill level was such that it was it was entertaining because of fucking idiots, not because of brilliant plays.
I mean, I would argue against that, but we'll get to that once we get to the United Chelsea game. I think right now we should start off with the first game that we have in our hands. That is Aston Villa versus Leeds. What do you guys think? Aston Villa unbeaten so far. Leeds looking good form.
Villa Facial, come on.
I see Villa's game also. Phillips is injured, so he's been a very good link for Leeds between the defense and the attack. And Aston Villa are looking very attacking at the moment. So I see a Villa victory.
So, but looking at the high pressure that Leeds plays, do you think Aston Villa can handle that?
I think Leeds are very dependent on their first 11. For example, they don't have an exact replacement for Calvin Phillips. I think they're going to play Struijk, but he cannot provide the balls that Phillips does. He cannot put those long range passes. And so they're going to look more defensive with him on.
But the thing with the Leeds is they do not play a lot of long balls. They play quick tiki-taka football. Like they are like the poor man's Barcelona, I would say.
How fucking dare you call him a poor man's Barcelona? That man drew against the dude who made Barcelona. Okay, so put some respect on that man. Come on.
Okay, Marcelo Bielsa is the best tactician there is. If you are like a Leeds supporter, so where do you guys see this game going? Where do you guys see this game heading? What's your predicted
I
score?
think at this time Leeds takes it. Every game they've been so close to clinching it, so close, and then some way or the other they are lacking here and there. But also the opposition was pretty good, right?
Yeah.
And for however good Villa has been till now, I feel like this is a game where Leeds will have less fear of the opponent, and they will be more free to execute what Bielsa has asked them to, because they are not facing such big names anymore. They will get the job done.
The only thing that worries me about Leeds is that they aren't they aren't as clinical as they're supposed to be in front of goal.
Yeah.
They get a lot of chances, but they don't take all of them. And I think that's not a problem only with Leeds this season. That's a problem with most Premier League sides. I don't know if it's fatigue or what, but they just can't seem to put all the balls in the back of the net.
Yeah, and Emi Martinez is one of the few keepers that has been looking really good this season.
Yeah, I mean, I have him in my FPL team. Good job.
I wanted to
How
get him.
fucking crazy would it be? How fucking crazy will it be if Villa actually manage? I mean, this is not going to happen, and it's very hypothetical. But if Villa actually manages to stay in a CL position with Grealish taking them all the way there, the look on Gareth Southgate's face when that happens.
I mean, they have
Brilliant.
to pull off a Leicester. They have to pull off a Leicester if they want to do that.
No, because that dude is doing him dirty, he's doing him very dirty. I think Grealish is easily one of the best creators in the England squad right now, and yet he has to sit on the bench. I just don't like it.
Yeah, what's he
Considering
playing
that
Mason Mount?
let's not get there. We'll get there. We'll get to Mason Mount when we get to United versus Chelsea. But the point that I want to make about Grealish is that he plays left wing for Aston Villa, and left
Yeah.
wing for England is a spot that's already
That's the
taken.
position on the team sheet, right? When you
Yeah.
actually watch
Honestly, I
the.
do not. As much as England supporters love Gareth Southgate, I don't rate him. He's
I don't
right.
think they love him anymore. It was just the it's coming home bandwagon which got over after the World Cup. So it's
I
back to
guess it's
square
going to
one.
start again when the Euros get going. But yeah, it is what it is, and
Anyway,
let's keep our
anyway.
focus on Aston Villa.
Yes. So predictions?
Cool.
I will go for 2-1 to Leeds.
Amar.
I would also go for 2-1 to Leeds.
I will go for 2-1 Villa.
Okay.
Why do you say
So
that?
we got a
Why do you
first
say 2-1
clash in the
Villa?
first prediction.
What?
Sweet.
Sorry, Karan.
Why would you say 2-1 Aston Villa?
Because I see the game going to Villa, and I think they're not as defensively strong, so maybe they'll concede one.
Okay. I hope they get a penalty and Klitsch scores because I haven't. So, okay. I think we're going to keep track of these score lines and we'll let you all know in the post stream how we did. Post match analysis.
Cool.
Cool.
Okay, so from the master to his apprentice in a way, let's go to Pep and see what's up, what's cooking with him. They are facing
So,
West Ham.
versus City.
Ooh.
Yes.
Nathan
good win.
Ake is
They got a
injured.
pretty decent win against Porto. So going with some momentum in this game. That's good for them.
Yeah, I mean, they won over the weekend against Arsenal with a team which is definitely not their strongest 11.
Yeah.
So, I guess they should be comfortable in this game. What do you guys think?
But what do you think about fucking West Ham showing up in the last game, man? Schooling, literally schooling Tottenham and letting them know that you cannot bat your eyes towards the end because we are here till the end. So they might
Yeah.
just carry on that fighting spirit in this game as well.
Yeah. So the underlying stats for West Ham before the Spurs game have been pretty solid defensively. And I think with the lack of creativity in City at the moment, with De Bruyne off, it's going to be hard for them to crack West Ham. And West Ham could occasionally launch that quick Michael Antonio goal.
Oh, Gerard Bowen.
Kansas City
Don't-
especially struggles with that one, right?
Oh yeah, and Nathan Ake is injured.
I mean,
Ooh.
how high did you rate Nathan Ake for him to be a part of this conversation? He's
Oh,
high.
compared
He's
to
not-
the other defenders, he's pretty
Yeah,
good.
exactly.
I
Exactly.
would definitely rate Ruben Diaz and Garcia from what I've seen over Ake, except for his attacking prowess. Ake is
So
good
who
with
the fuck is Garcia? Test tube baby, man. What the fuck?
Garcia
Nathan
needs
Ake
more
has
time
had-
to. He needs more experience.
Yeah, Nathan
I mean,
Ake has
that's
been
what-
in the Premier League for like what a solid few years now. So
Oh, yeah.
he knows
Yep.
the ins and outs in a way that Garcia will never know. So, and especially against
I
West
guess.
Ham, where it's going to be physical, you would probably need Nathan Ake in that situation.
Yeah, that makes sense for sure. That makes sense. So West Ham have scored quite a few goals in the league this year, and they did manage to score 3 against Tottenham in the last 10 minutes. But
Oh, yeah.
I just don't see them.
That
very
was an
fast.
aberration.
Yeah, for sure. But the question remains: can City create enough chances? Yeah, having their most creative midfielder out of the game.
Yeah, I think they can because we all know how the game is gonna go. Like City is gonna have possession, West Ham is gonna defend, and then
Yeah.
they, at the right time they'll try to counter it. But I feel like City is a confidence team. So as they keep building momentum, as they keep racking up the wins, there's no way that you can stop them. So even though West Ham might be able to nick a goal here or there, I see City winning this 3-1.
Oh.
And but honestly, looking at City's away form, they've won one game, drew the other, and lost the other. They're already playing catch up to Liverpool, and if they manage to slip up here, people will really
No, I
question
have trust
Guardiola.
in Aguero. I see because this is
Yeah.
the thing. This is not a football thing or this is not an intuition thing. This is a stat thing.
Yeah.
Playing FPL, if something playing FPL has taught me is that Aguero, if he doesn't give you points in one game week, he's gonna give it you double in the next. And if he doesn't give you another one, then he's gonna give you triple in the next. And I feel like it's time for him to give you that return.
So it's not the question isn't whether or not Aguero can score the points. The question is whether or not Fraudiola plays him.
Oh.
Oh, of course he has to play him. Who else is
Yeah.
gonna play up top?
He can play Sterling on top. He's a crazy man.
No. He needs Aguero. From what I've observed, Aguero makes a greater impact in the goal scoring than De Bruyne. Like De Bruyne creates, but that final spark that is needed, that is only brought in by Aguero.
Yeah, and this is not a
But
CL
that-
semi-final that he's gonna change his tactic up right now.
But
He's
the
gonna
fact
wait for
that,
the special
Well, he's
opportunity to
called
do that.
Fraudiola for a reason.
Yeah. Okay, so I've already put my prediction out there, which is 3-1 to City. I see Aguero bagging at least 2 goals, if not a hat trick. So that's me. What
Wow.
about you guys?
Well, I think 2-1.
I would-
I'm a little apprehensive on going for 3 goals.
I would say simple 2-0 should suffice for City. I think this is going to be one of those days where they manage to keep a clean sheet this season.
They need that.
That's a
They
tough-
need that.
I don't think that's happening. But
I mean, West Ham definitely overperformed in the last game. They got a point that they definitely did not deserve. So I guess this is karma getting. Yeah,
they?
for sure. I mean, yeah.
I don't think it was so much of an overperformance by them as much as a
Laps
complete
by
capitulation
Spurs.
by Tottenham. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But 2-0. 2-0 is what I'm going with. I may be wrong. We'll see about it later.
Okay, and now back to your team. Back to the
Yeah.
back to the PE teachers.
PE teacher versus
This is the
Frankie.
Is this the right time this game has come for United and the wrong time for Chelsea?
Definitely feels like it, but it's the Premier League, so you never know. And last time, Frank really caught Ole off guard. Ole pretty much went with the same tactics as the game he played previous to that against Chelsea. And it's going to be a
Can we
test
really
for
blame
Ole
him?
and his men.
He got 3 wins out of 3 before that. So I mean,
Oh, yeah.
what reason would it give him to change it up anyway? I mean, apart from the fact that he's a PE teacher and he wouldn't think that far, I think it was all right the way he thought. But of course, he needs to make those tweaks within the game when he sees that
Yeah.
shit is not working.
But let's put some respect on the PE teacher.
Oh, yeah.
He's just beaten PL. Two of the
To the
worst.
And Ambar, what was
Yes.
your prediction?
If
United lose 2-0 or something, it's a win.
I'm wrong. I'm wrong.
3-0. He said 3-0.
I take this one on the chin. That's fine. But don't you fucking dare tell me that any of you are predicted a win for United. So shut the fuck up, you guys.
Well, no.
No one saw this coming. Literally.
Yeah, we were pleasantly surprised. And it wasn't like, we pulled a rabbit out of the hat or something. Because we really played well.
Performance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like-
Is it a lot to do with Van Bissaka knowing that he's gonna get roasted the fuck out if he doesn't pull something great off? Because
I
of his
think it's
shenanigans.
confidence thing. Once he scored that goal against Newcastle, he looks like the old Bissaka.
Oh, yeah.
He's
He's got
the
that
tackles.
confidence.
Yep.
Yeah, now he's got a side chick, bro.
Oh yeah, let's not forget about
He's
that.
getting double the love. He's getting
But-
double the love from before.
But let's focus on the main man of the Paris game, De Gea.
The hair?
I mean,
I thought
Gea
it was-
wasn't
Bro, crazy saves.
Yeah. Fucking brilliant. Which is why I told you, Karan, there's no fucking way that Dean Henderson sniffs this game. Even sniffs this game. When you have a player like De Gea who can always show up, and that dude
Yeah,
generally
yeah.
shows up in the big games. I mean, we've seen him make blunders against smaller teams.
We've seen him
He
make
was
blunders against the
fucking
bigger sides.
class.
Remember Barcelona? Unless you're
Uh,
calling Barcelona a small team.
as the way they're playing right now, yeah, I think they, bro. After 8-2, you have to do something miraculous to get back into the same bracket. So till you repair that damage, I am not putting you up there with elites.
So what do you guys think? Considering Martial is not going to be able to play this game because of
Bro,
his
considering
unfortunate red
Martial is not
card.
going to play is another thing. I
Yeah.
think we should also consider the possibility that Maguire should be dropped for this game after Tuanzebe's performance. Dude. What the
Oh,
fuck was that?
definitely. So Ole called Mbappe Mbappe and Neymar one of the best players in the world, and he and Tuanzebe just pocketed both of them.
Ah, no shit.
Yeah, the report
No
suggests
shit.
that Tuanzebe and Van Bissaka weren't allowed to leave the French airport because they had about 400 milli in their pockets.
For
Holy
those who cry
shit.
about the penalty, it was a clean tackle. Okay.
Yeah, no shit,
Yeah.
man.
One,
And
one.
the memes about VAR not having United miss a penalty that they're gonna keep giving it till United gets it right. Dude,
You too.
I mean that's obscene because
Yeah.
clearly Nawaz is off his line. Don't
Oh
get me wrong,
yeah,
it was a
he's
mad
way off
save.
his line. He's way off his line.
Yeah, it was a mad save, but would he really make? Okay, he probably would have made the save regardless, but it's on him, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
Yep.
you can cry about it, you can moan about it. Generally, we were the ones who were doing that in the past few years, so it's really good to see others do that for United
Yeah.
now.
Come on. We missed this. We missed the hate. Bring it on.
Oh, yeah.
We love it.
Definitely. And I think the PL refs need to take one page out of the CL refs book. I'm sorry, I don't know the ref's name, but he really let some aggression get into the game, which was fun to watch.
Oh yeah,
For sure, for
fuck
sure.
yeah.
Okay, enough about
Okay.
United, our beloved United.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Chelsea here. Chelsea has a devastating
Let's
attack.
talk, bitch. Let's talk. What did I predict versus Sevilla? Please remind me. What did I say? It's gonna be a fucking tough game. It's gonna be very cagey. And even though some people may say that Chelsea deserve to win it, dude, I saw this coming from far away.
That game was crap. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, no shit,
That was
bro.
a
That's
bullshit
it.
game.
You're playing.
Yeah.
What did you expect? They are not gonna come out and be like, "Yes, please, sir, we will bend over, and now you can do what you want to do." Of course not.
Yeah, I mean Chelsea is not that kind of team that commands that authority either.
I mean,
Exactly.
Chelsea might be the kind of team, but Lampard definitely isn't the kind of manager to have a hold on his players to command the game.
Okay, but regardless, he didn't lose. He didn't lose, so that's okay, I guess.
What's
But
that what we're celebrating?
no. I mean, at home he should have won, ideally, but it was always going to be a difficult game. So I don't put that against him. So a mixed bag for Chelsea, like I said at the start, that even though United has had a mixed bag in the start, they're looking more like they are themselves how they were after
Yeah.
the lockdown ended. Chelsea are still not there yet. I mean, you can't really see what's their game plan and how they're going to move forward from here because we could make thousands of excuses for Lamps last year because he didn't have his team, he did not have a transfer window, he didn't have this and that. But now that he's got it all, he's got to piece it together very quick, man. Otherwise, it could turn into a very ugly season for him.
Yeah, which he's not
Yeah,
been
here's
able
the-
to do. He's playing Mason Mount in Pulisic's position, which is absurd. I mean, and playing this guy as winger occasionally, Werner. What is he doing with his attack? I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. When you have Pulisic, like Captain America is one of the best left wingers, best young left wingers out there. And if you're playing him out of position to have Mason Mount in your team, who's absolute trash out on the wing, if he's not playing through the center, he's absolutely useless to the team.
Yeah.
I just don't get it. Like, what are your tactics?
No,
What are you
no,
thinking, man?
And only reason that I think he puts out for it is his defensive work and he tracks back and shit. But if you really wanted tracking back and all, why would you sell Willian? He was a monster at that.
Yeah.
Like playing that right wing, he was just too good. So,
Yeah, you should.
bro, I think as like my prediction, my assessment of his relation with Frankie has to go to a next level now. I gotta investigate further. I really need to see those blood test results. Seriously.
So here the question here isn't about the attack. Both the teams have a pretty solid attack going into this
Yeah.
game. The question really is, can they defend? Because both of them look defensively shaky. I definitely agree with Amber. Tuanzebe needs to start this game. He's
Oh, yeah.
quick. He looks solid, and the boy can defend.
Definitely,
So, there
Maguire
is-
would be somewhere near the midway line where Tuanzebe was expected to be. He'd be
Yeah,
like,
like, imagine the PSG game, but just Maguire in place of Tuanzebe. I think you would have considered 4 goals.
No, for sure. So I would be I will really be. I mean, I know I'm going to be upset about this because Harry Maguire has to start. He's our 80 million signing. He's the captain of the team, so he is going to start. But wouldn't it be way better to have someone as fast as Werner? I mean, not probably as fast, but somewhere comparable to Werner and Pulisic and Havertz in your defense with Tuanzebe.
I would,
And
if I had to
maybe
go
go
for
a
a
back three, dude. Why not?
yeah, if I had to go for a backline, I would drop Lindelof for Maguire if that change is necessary. But considering Maguire has a niggle in his hamstring, he might just not play this game too.
see, here's
Also-
it.
And that is a
Also-
blessing in disguise for United.
Yeah.
Let's not forget the topic of captaincy. Who do you guys think should be captain for Manchester United?
Bruno, hands
You
down,
know my
Bruno.
pick. I voted yes.
Hands down.
I voted
Bruno.
yes on the football den story on Instagram, as 74% people did. So
Yeah, who are the
I think
other
the
people?
majority
What is
know
this?
what's up. Sorry?
Who are these other people?
Yeah, exactly, dude. I don't know what they are tripping on.
Yep.
Yeah, but here's a
I think
tasty
they're the
centre back
rival
duo.
fans for sure. They're the rival fans for sure.
100%, 100%. That's the only way to look at it. So Rashi Boy has scored 5 against Chelsea so far, and it's time to move on to the prediction for this game. And what do you guys think?
Okay, I'm waiting.
It's gonna be tricky. The two PE teachers' tactics probably old. So if it's gonna go the way it has gone in the past, I see United nicking this again, but not by too much. I think it's gonna be 2-1. Yeah, 2-1 for United.
Okay, I
Yeah,
think it's
one
going to
sounds
be
about
a midfield battle, and if United can play Fred and Scott instead of Pogba as starters, then I see United taking the win. And if I may be so bold, I say 2-0.
Ooh. Okay. No goals for Chelsea.
No.
I would go with Amber's prediction here. 2-1 sounds about fair, considering Chelsea has an attack that can get United's defense on days. But yeah, 2-1 sounds like a fair result. Now
Okay, then.
it's time to move on to the Premier League champions against a team
The
that looked
Crybabies.
pretty good. Yep, against a team that looked pretty good last season, but now they just look alright. They're not great. They're fine. They don't look like they can end in the top 10 of the table. It's Liverpool versus Sheffield United. What are your thoughts, guys?
Bro, I really didn't like the way Liverpool played the game against Ajax, where they just won by an own goal, man. Come on. That's not convincing at all. And
And
against a
considering-
team that, yeah, look at Ajax,
Considering
dude. They should really have beaten them more convincingly.
Do you think they're lacking confidence after losing their defensive legend?
Bro, if that is the case, then they should just really suck it. Because you can't just be like, oh, our best player is out, or what are we gonna do now? Look at United. Harry Maguire was out. They still showed up.
No, that's exactly what they showed up.
Well, but Liverpool is used to this kind of reaction. Remember that time United played a squad of youngsters and they're like, we were not prepared for this.
Yeah, bullshit.
Oh yeah. I think there was a 1-0 draw.
Yeah, it was. It was the first time someone took points of Liverpool in that campaign.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't like this fucking attitude where if Klopp comes out after the game or before the game and he's like, Virgil is not there, we don't have all this. Bro, fuck that. Don't give me those excuses. But I really don't
Yep.
think they're going to need those excuses against Sheffield because it's the Premier League, man. It's not the Champions League. So things for Liverpool, I think they get easier when they come to. At least they have been easier
Yeah.
for them in Premier League since last season. Yeah. So I see them pretty comfortable in this game, to be honest.
Yeah.
Sheffield are not really carrying any attacking threat at the moment.
No.
So even if Liverpool's defense is, threatened, it will just be for a spell of 5 to 7 minutes in the entire game. I don't even think they're going to be threatened at all because their pressing in the front half is going to be so immense that the ball won't even reach behind. So it's going to be a
So
comfortable.
here's
game for
where
them.
I see Sheffield United trying to get a goal. Okay, it's either from set pieces or from out in the wings. They tend to overload the center when the ball is out on the wings. And as of now, if there are crosses incoming, without the likes of Van Dijk in the center, I think Ollie McBurney can maybe get a header in with Adrian in goal.
Come on, did you see
Definitely.
his misses in the previous game, dude? That dude is trash.
Okay, they have a few more strikers though. I mean, not only McBurney. I'm sure someone
But how
else
about
can.
Rehan Brewster? Come on, give me something on that dude because I've never seen him play.
Yeah.
And
I haven't
how
seen him
Liverpool
also.
fans love hyping him up. Will
Yeah, but,
he get a start? Will he get a start?
He should get a chance to prove himself against his old club, just like how Lamptey did against Chelsea when Chelsea played Brighton. He was brilliant, and I think I haven't seen enough of Brewster to comment, but they clearly lack an out and out striker who can put the ball in the net. So I guess Ryan Brewster should be given a chance.
I don't think you should experiment with a newbie striker in front of a team like Liverpool unless you're sure you know what you're getting for when you play that guy.
So here's the thing: Ryan Brewster has trained with Liverpool for 2 years now, so he knows the ins and outs of Klopp's tactics. So he might be able to,
Come on, bro. He must
Get
not
that
even be
approval.
he must not even be getting those advice that tactical advice from Klopp. Like he was pretty unimportant for the most part of his tenure there, right? So he must be just
Yeah.
standing on the side trying to listen in eavesdrop like, oh, maybe I can learn a thing or two. I
Yeah,
don't
that's
think
better.
he has anything substantial to offer. When you and even dude, even when you know what Liverpool's gonna do, it's so fucking difficult to stop them.
Yeah.
doesn't look like it. They've conceded 13
Ah,
goals.
we'll see. But this game, I don't see any trouble for Liverpool.
I see goals for
Okay, so
Salah
what
this
do you
game.
guys-
I see goals for Salah because it's Liverpool
I
home.
see goals for Salah every fucking game, man.
No, see, it's like home Salah, away Mane. I think that's
Oh,
been
yeah, dude.
established.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That's
gotta
the
agree
mantra.
with you on that.
Yeah.
Yep. FPL fans.
Okay, so how many goals for Salah, and what is the scoreline prediction for Patty?
2-0. I think 2
And
goals
2
for
goals
Salah.
Salah?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's what I like to hear.
He's my captain
Karan?
choice.
3-1 to Liverpool, 2 goals for Salah.
2 goals for Salah from 2 people. I'm sure our fans would love for me also to back Salah for 2 goals. But I think it's gonna be 3 goals for Salah. Come on.
Oh my
3
God,
goals for
that's it.
Salah. 4-0 to Liverpool.
Oh my
Seal the
God.
deal. Captaincy choice. Triple cap, boys. Triple cap. Come on.
Fuck. This call is like the time Bale came on for that free kick. If he scores, it's big. It's big.
No. I'm kidding. Okay, no 3 goals for Salah, but I can definitely see
going
this
back
to
on
be a
goal.
high scoring for Liverpool. High scoring game for Liverpool.
I don't see that happening. Three is enough for me.
Bro, 3 is high, man.
And moving from one top class manager who just recently won the Champions League and the Premier League to another who's had his ups and downs recently, and now he's moved from all the big teams to Everton out of all. Southampton versus Everton. Hansel Hootel versus Ancelotti. What do you guys think? Everton unbeaten so far. Unbeaten, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Pulled off a miraculous draw against Liverpool. Liverpool fans will say it was because Van Dijk got injured, but fuck that.
Yeah.
No, bro, they will definitely say because it wasn't offside and it wasn't, but it's the game. You gotta play.
Yeah.
That.
Good on Everton, man.
Paddy.
Good on them because they would like. Would you really expect them to even come back after going down? And they did. So good on them. And dude, I recently watched Hames's interaction with one media personality talking about the role of a number 10, how it's dead these days. And I found that particularly interesting because if you go to see, he's not really in that pocket. He's not really playing in that pocket for Everton, and he's still so fucking effective. So, do you think that him saying that the number 10 is dead is actually true?
I mean, we've seen the likes of Mesut Ozil being frozen out of the Arsenal team,
Yeah.
who is probably one of the best number 10s in the league. At least was
But
till
he
he was
was,
playing.
right? Don't you think that player like Ozil, or you could even argue for James, was like luxury players where people say that only when you have a team good enough, solid enough, can you actually afford to have these players do their shit in the final third?
Yeah,
Because they're not gonna add
they
much to
have-
you defensively, and the way that today's game is being played is high intensity all over the fucking pitch.
that's what I was getting to. But Hare?
So how do you think James is still being so fucking effective for Everton, even though he's not playing in that number 10 pocket?
Okay, so I think James, first of all, he doesn't have to track back, or he doesn't do that. So he's conserving that energy so he can make a few runs, and he's all over the pitch. Like he's providing from the right, he's providing from the center. He's kind of taken the 10 and the right wing and combined that into his game style.
So he's basically a number 10 in FIFA who's been given free roam, and he's just allowed to do what he wants.
Yeah.
While the rest, so the thing with James is he has players like Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison who do track back.
So
who do
Richarlison
provide
is
defensive-
now out. He's now out, and that's gonna be a problem.
They still have Bernard, and Bernard does a decent job too. So yeah, they have a midfield too with Allen and Decore who hold that midfield. They
Yeah.
have a
Yeah, I
back
think
four
that
who are
is-
decent.
Yeah, that is the key factor where you need, like even in France when you have Sissoko and Kante, you can give that free role to Pogba, and this is what is helping James in this team.
Yeah.
Definitely. So Calvert-Lewin has been in some mad form. I don't know what he's eating for breakfast, but he looks good.
Danny Ings,
He's
bro.
been-
I'm a Danny Ings kind of guy, to be honest. Only if he was cheaper in FPL, I would have gotten him.
Oh, yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, bro, the goals that Danny Ings gets, they are pure footballing goals, and you love to see that. And Calvert-Lewin, however effective he is just not that entertaining to watch. So even though I'm a Danny Ings kind of guy, but I gotta keep Calvert, man, because he's just too cheap and he's giving me a crazy return.
So the man loves Danny Ings but won't spend on him because Calvert-Lewin is cheaper. Typical Indian mentality, guys, right there.
Bro, it's the risk and return factor. Come on, man. I cannot afford to spoil the rest of my team to have my favorite players in. Otherwise, I would be behind you right now. So I don't know. I can't.
Man is 20 points ahead. Talks like I don't know what. So either
That's
way,
what I
Oh yeah,
said.
this is like United
Sooner or
fans
later, you
giving the
guys are gonna
judgment on
overtake me.
United only after 3 games.
No, right? So sooner or later, when you guys overtake me, I won't have this sass with me. So I gotta make the most of it. So every
man's
video
being
that I'm
modest.
ahead of you guys, just be prepared to have it from me.
So guys, what do you all think about Southampton so far? This
They're the
really?
usual, man. Like every year, they will have their ups, they will have their downs. Even though after the 9 fucking 0, they did wake up
Oh
and they realized that fuck, we can't be fucking around anymore.
yeah,
They've been good. They've been decent. They have definitely improved. I don't think they have improved as much as Everton, and
no,
I don't see this to be a game where Southampton can dominate for sure because Everton are Everton now. They are not just a team for which Pickford keeps because you got Pickford, you got a chance. That's something I give, especially with the prowess of Danny Ings. I see this to be playing to a draw, to be honest, because yeah, Pickford is gonna do a Pickford again. Lewin is gonna do a Lewin again, and 1-1 for me is a good result.
What
I
about you,
think
Patty?
Southampton have been very adaptable in their defense recently, and so it's going to be a close game. And I still see Everton edging out 2-1.
2-1. Okay,
Yeah,
bold.
2-1.
So we have a 2-1. We have a 1-all. It's only fair to have a 2-0 to Everton right now. So I'll go with a 2-0 for Everton because I don't see Southampton causing too much trouble for Everton. Okay, Danny Ings
Don't
is on
forget
it,
that their
and
keeper is Pickford, man.
yeah,
Yeah,
Pickford
yeah.
could cause trouble for Everton. But I think they'll see it off with the likes of Decore and Allen guarding that midfield. Yeah, they're not going to make the same
Yeah.
errors that Chelsea did, and Southampton's goals literally came from errors that Chelsea made. So 2-0 to Everton.
Okay.
Okay, it's time for a Wadi party, boys. Wadi party.
Only if he's
The
fit. Only if
man who
he.
loves
Oh,
scoring against Arsenal. He's got like 10 games in 11 games. Sorry, 10 goals in 11 games against them.
Wow, that is
yeah.
something. That is
That dude,
something. That's a
yeah,
stat.
that dude loves scoring against the big six in general. But I think he's got some special love for Arsenal because he scored like a couple of braces in those 10 goals also. And yeah, if he's back, I definitely see this to be a competitive game. The way Leicester set out last time and they faced Villa, right? In a 1-0 defeat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
1-0.
Yeah, so that team was definitely not up there because there was Madison missing, there was Vardy missing, they had Soyuncu missing. So a couple of so that wasn't their best team. But if they do show up with their best team against Arsenal, we're gonna have a game at our hand.
Okay, talking about strikers, it's about time that Oba starts firing for Arsenal because as of now, he doesn't look like he's the man to have in your team.
Bruh, the
Yeah.
thing about Oba is that he may be a god for Arsenal because he's literally the only one who gets them goals. As a neutral, you can see the way like the team struggles to get goals without him. So having him and not firing is still, I mean, I don't know how to put this. So even though you have him and he doesn't fire, it's still contributing to the to Arsenal for me. So for me, it's not so much about him getting the goals every single game
Yeah.
because without him, you know where they would be anyway. So as long as he's helping to get like Laka or even Saka some goals, I think it's good.
Patty?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a close game. It's going to be a close game between both. Mainly because not that both of them are great sides at the moment. They have their own issues going.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I mean, I don't rate Laka. I don't think anyone does. So when you say Saka or Laka, I see Saka because Lacazette on his day will give you a worldie, but on
Yeah.
most days he'll miss a tap in. So I really
yeah,
don't
yeah.
see the point of having a striker like that in your team. I would rather have Nketiah in my team rather than Laka. And
No, man.
if
Come
No,
on.
no.
No. Bro, that's kind of disrespectful towards Laka because Laka is okay, he is not as clinical as he should be, but he give you a dimension that the other strikers can't give you because he is somewhat of a Martial because he can dribble well, he can get past some players. Yeah, and even Martial needs to be more clinical with his finishing, so let's not get there.
so Sasta Martial for
Yeah,
us.
yeah, Sasta
Since we are
Martial.
on Arsenal, we gotta talk about the disrespect to Mesut Ozil.
Oh
man has
man,
been-
fucking sad for that guy, man.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he is a brilliant creator. I think he'll fit in right into any squad that can play him in the number 10 at the moment. And he's tried to get out multiple times. They've just done him bad.
I mean, he really hasn't tried to get out considering he signed a new contract in 2018. I don't know
He's
what.
repeatedly said how much he loves Arsenal.
No,
And he doesn't
see,
wanna
I
go.
think
Yeah, he showed his love for Arsenal yesterday on Instagram.
yeah, but I think that was because he got the contract from a Saudi Arabian league. I think.
I don't know about
he,
that.
He wants
But-
to play.
Who's gonna sign him with those wages, man? Anyway,
Yeah, yeah.
that
Yeah.
doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
Especially
That's
after
why
the
he's
conversation
sticking to
about the number
Arsenal.
10s.
Yeah, years by he loves Arsenal, I feel. One, because he's getting 350 grand a week. Two, he clearly said it in his Instagram post. I love London. He did not say Arsenal. He said, I love London.
Exactly.
So, you know why he's still there.
Yeah.
So, where do you guys see this game headed?
I think Arsenal do get this one. I feel like Arteta will have a solid plan for Leicester because Leicester hasn't been looking very convincing also in the past few weeks. And if Vardy, okay, I'm looking for a Vardy party, but if Vardy doesn't play because of his injury, then I can just straight hand it to Arsenal because I don't see any goals coming when Vardy isn't playing.
Okay. Patty?
I see 1-1 draw. Even though Vardy is
Good
not
one,
there,
good one.
even though Vardy is not there, I see Leicester pulling a brilliant one.
Fair.
Nah.
I will
Come
go
on,
with
no man. Where do you see the brilliance coming from, man? I just don't see
Madison,
it.
Harvey Barnes, Thielman. I mean, they have lots of.
Come
players.
on, seriously? Harvey Barnes is gonna give you brilliance?
On his day, yeah.
I mean, okay,
Nah,
fair.
nah.
Jose Perez is somewhere in there too. But yes, I go with a draw too. 1-1 draw.
I go for an Arsenal. I mean, I'd go for 2-0 Arsenal.
2-0 Arsenal. Okay. 1-1. So it's still 2 goals, but just 1 on either side for us.
Yeah.
And now it's time to talk about Uncle Mo. Uncle Mo and his
my
content.
God. Hurts. Fucking hurts.
I mean, it wasn't really Uncle Mo's fault
Yeah,
because that
No
was
way.
screamed by Lanzi.
No.
All the haters and the losers out there trying to put this on Uncle Moo just realize that he will be back. And once
He
he's
is back.
he's going to be back with 3 goals.
Yeah, he's gonna be back. This is a Spurs win all the way.
Okay, so don't go that far.
No,
but
I
Burnley
think-
versus Tottenham.
Yeah, but Burnley have not looked so solid defensively.
So here's the thing, okay? All teams that Tottenham played so far tried to press them. Burnley is a team that plays a low block. The question is, can an Uncle Mo side unlock a low block?
Yes, they can. Because of the fucking creativity they've got now. I see Bale getting a start this next game.
Oh, yeah.
Bale has something to prove, dude. If he himself will he will be the one taking the charge instead of Kane or a Son this time. I can see him trying to shoot from fucking 40 yards out, man. That guy's charged. He wants to score. The way he fucking cut the West Ham defender,
Oh, that was
really thought he
magic.
was gonna pump it back into the
Yeah.
net. But yeah, it's some a little bit more of game time, and he will be on it again.
And I hope you all have not forgotten last season's best goal was Son against Burnley, which he sprinted all across the pitch.
Yeah. He was my captain that week, dude. I was so fucking happy.
So would it be safe? Would it be safe to captain Son this week?
Safe? Probably not a safe choice. That would be a bold choice for me.
Yeah.
Because not because it's Son, not because it's Burnley, just because the law of averages, man. Come on, how many weeks is he continuously gonna keep giving you that number of points? I don't see it in that perspective. For me,
He's
it
not
would be
Bruno
a safer
Fernandes.
bet. For me, a safer bet would be Kane, because he's on penalty duty, and
And he's been
yeah,
assisting.
I would take a penalty taker any day over a normal any other player in a team for a captain choice.
But Harry, what are your thoughts?
I don't think it's safe to captain Spurs assets right now because I don't see a high scoring game this one.
But just to play against that attack, it's just overwhelming for the defense. Like to see Bales, Harry Kane, and Son running at you, man, or the likes of Bergwijn or Lucas Moura.
Yeah,
Man,
but
that's too
Holy
much to handle.
shit, that's
Much.
speed.
but Burnley
That's
have
too
been
much.
looking shaky because one of the key defenders was also off, Ben Mee, who's back this game.
Is Tarkowski back?
No
I
idea.
don't think
Tarkowski.
Tarkowski is back.
Ben Mee is
Tarkowski's
back. Ben Mee is back.
Okay. And Pope, apparently Pope fucking made some brilliant saves previous game.
Yeah, yeah.
He's been active the last season.
Sorry?
And then again, he's been at it since the last season. But
Oh,
then again, I
yeah.
don't see them creating too much of a problem for Tottenham. I think
Still
it's
a low scoring game, bro. Burnley,
Yeah.
that's the thing with Burnley, right? Even though they're fucking boring as fuck,
Yeah.
they will ensure they do everything in their power to not let you score. So,
Yep. Yep.
a low scoring game for me.
Yeah.
And Tottenham win it 1-0. I say a 1-0 for Tottenham, yeah.
I go with that. 1-0 for Tottenham.
And I can
Oh,
definitely see a long ranger.
Oh,
For some reason, I don't know, it's just an intuition. I just see a long ranger in this.
I hope.
I'll go with a 2-0 for Tottenham. 2-0 for
Okay.
Tottenham.
Still decent. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sweet.
I mean, I don't see Burnley scoring, definitely. They just don't have it in them. And I definitely see them getting overwhelmed a couple of times, at least once, conceding a cheap penalty, giving Harry Kane the chance to score.
And
And
exactly
then,
why you need to captain Kane, my friends.
oh, I don't have him. Shit.
Oh, you still didn't get him?
Maybe Bale gets a goal. Nah.
I took a hit to get him.
Come on, Karan, come on. You gotta
Yeah,
let
I
go of
mean,
that ego
see-
and then slide him in, man. Come on.
To the FPL fans,
I just can't afford
these
that.
3 game weeks
No.
are the last chance to get him. After that, he has difficult fixtures. So we'll have to see how Spurs go on from then.
So I had 10.7 milli in my bank. Okay.
What?
Until Tuesday night. He
I mean,
like,
1.7.
like after selling Richarlison, man. Come on.
Okay.
Okay, so so until Tuesday night he was 10.7. I thought I'll wait for
Oh
the
yeah, he
Champions League
increased
first to get
10.8.
10.8 now.
Oh shit, bro. What did you think? That's exactly what we were discussing. Okay, but let's leave this discussion to our next video about the FPL captain picks and the ins and outs for the week. And that's it from us, guys. Don't forget to share this video with all the haters that you have, all the fans that you have, all the friends you have. And do subscribe because there's going to be more and more of this. And we would love for you guys to join us every week.
Oh yeah, and we're trying to go live as soon as possible. But till then, drop a comment. We want to know what are your views on this. Also, we will reply to those comments definitely. We want to enjoy this discussion.
See
For
how
sure.
many of you losers can we get on our stream to talk about your favorite teams.
I mean, I don't know why he keeps calling you all losers.
Yeah.
For me, you all are not losers. So please please come join us.
No,
We're trying to
motherfuckers,
combat
I know each and every one of these fuckers, man. All of them just want to hate on United. You know what? I was not convinced to be like re-enter that Man United fandom. But looking at all these haters who just want to diss, I'm like, fuck you. Okay, fine. I'm gonna get there and I'm gonna show you guys. So come on,
Okay,
let's have
guys.
a chat. Come on.
Just to be specific, we are not a United channel, but
Yeah.
we still do love United. So yeah, that's it from us. Keep hustling, guys. Keep doing what you love, and join us in our next
Peace
stream.
out. Peace
Oh
out.
yeah, peace out.
Adios. Okay,
Bye.
that was good.